Let me start with a simple question. Have you ever noticed that life is difficult for everyone? Rich people suffer, poor people suffer, believers suffer, non believers suffer. Some people struggle financially, others struggle emotionally. Some people battle loneliness, others battle illness. And sometimes, when we are going through a difficult season, we might find ourselves wondering, if I pray, if I believe, if I try to be a good Muslim, why is my life still hard? It's a fair question because somewhere along the way, many people started believing that faith should protect them from hardship. But when we look at Islamic teachings, we find something surprising. Allah never promised believer a life without trials. In fact, Allah tells us the believers will be tested. And when we look at the lives of the prophets, we see this clearly. Prophet Nuh alayhi salam was mocked. Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam was betrayed. Prophet Musa alayhi salam faced fear and rejection. And our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam experienced loss, grief, persecution, and hardship. If faith guaranteed an easy life, the prophets would have had the easiest life of all. But they didn't. So perhaps faith was never meant to remove suffering. Perhaps faith was meant to help us understand it. Think about it. Imagine two people facing the exact same hardship. Maybe they both experience heartbreak, maybe they both receive difficult news from a doctor. Outwardly, the situation is identical, but inwardly, their experience may be completely different. One person sees only loss, only pain, only uncertainty. The other person also feels pain. They also cry. They also struggle. But they believe that Allah has wisdom behind what is happening. They believe that their hardship is not meaningless. And that belief changes everything. Not because the pain disappears, you guys, but because the pain now has purpose. One of the most beautiful teachings in Islam is that no suffering is wasted. Think about that. No suffering is wasted. A disappointment, a loss, a sleepless night, a moment of sadness, even something as small as a headache. The Prophet ﷺ taught us that hardship can erase sins and elevate a believer's rank. Subhanallah, my sister. Many people see suffering as something that simply happens to them. But Islam teaches us that suffering can actually bring us closer to Allah, the Creator. It can purify us, it can soften our heart, it can remind us of what truly matters. And sometimes it can become the very thing that leads us back to Him. But I think the greatest gift faith gives us is hope. Because let's be honest, some wounds don't fully heal in this life, right? Some questions remain unanswered. Some injustices are never corrected. Some people spend years carrying burden that others cannot see. And if this life were all there is, it would be a difficult reality to accept, right? But Islam teaches us something extraordinary. This life is not the end of the story. There is a hereafter. There is perfect justice. There is a day when fear will be accounted for. Every act of patience will be rewarded. Every hidden struggle will be known by Allah. And beyond all of that, there is paradise, an eternal home with no grief, no anxiety, no disappointment, no loss, no pain, just peace, and of course, forever. So, yes, my sister, everyone suffers. The believer is not exempt from hardship. The believer still experiences loss, fear, sadness, and uncertainty. But faith changes what suffering means. Faith reminds us that our hardship are not random, that our pain is not invisible, that our struggle are not wasted, and that this world is not our final destination. So, my sister, if you are going through something difficult right now, always remember this. Your story is not over. Allah sees what nobody else sees. He hears the prayers you haven't told anyone about. He knows the battles you are fighting in silence. And even when life doesn't make sense, trust that He is writing a story far greater than the chapter you are currently in. Because everyone suffers, but faith gives us something powerful enough to carry us through it, which is meaning, purpose, and hope.